Our students in the audience are from Friendswood High School, so do you know what it's like to pay bills yet?
Not yet.
Okay, good for you. You hold on, sister. All right. If you're drowning in debt and feeling hopeless about your situation, there's a group of debt relief experts who know what you're going through and can help you get out. They've been helping Texans get out of debt for over 20 years. I spoke to Tim Wilkins with Affordable Debt Consolidation on how they help and why it's important that they understand Texas. Tim, when we look at credit card debt in America, $90.6 billion in the fourth quarter of 2020, that is much more than some countries' GDP.
It is a perfect storm for us in this country right now, with rising costs of goods, services, and inflation with the rates going up. People who are trying to survive on those cards are running out of room, they're running out of debt limit on their credit cards, and they're running out of savings. So it's a perfect storm, and that's why so many people are coming to us for help.
Yeah, a lot of people used to use credit cards as a loan. Now we look at it as an extension of our income, basically, and that never works. And a lot of us simply don't understand things like interest rate.
I don't even want to go into it with my family, but I have family members that considered raising their credit limit as income. And that is a dangerous way to live. People come to us for help at various points. We recommend that people look down the road and come to us sooner rather than later, because they'll have more options. Like for many people, that could be a debt consolidation loan that actually locks in a lower rate, helps you survive those rate hikes that are coming this year, and lowers your payment. Gives you one option. And now some people can't get a new loan, so they go to a credit counseling program. That could actually be a lot of the same benefits, but without a new loan. And for people who are really struggling right now, we have a hardship program called the Texas Debt Relief Program that actually doesn't negotiate your interest rates, it negotiates your principal balances. And that can provide a payment that can be lower than half compared to just making monthly payments, those minimum payments. And it can help reduce your debt in as little as 24 to 48 months and resolve it completely.
All right, let's take a look at an example of $50,000 in debt. Sounds like a whole lot of money, but a whole lot of people are in that right now.
Well, our typical Texas family is coming to us with that right now, and we have these graphs that really illustrate what they're all going for. And looking at what they're paying monthly, you spread those bills out and you say, can we even get by just making the minimums this month? That can be as high as $2,000 a month. And that's with rate hikes coming, and you may not feel those for 2 or 3 months down the road. With a credit consolidation, debt consolidation loan, or credit counseling, that could be under $1,000 or $1,100. But with our Texas Debt Relief Program, you'll see that that can be less than half compared to just making those minimum payments. Now, this next graph is very important as well. Just making those minimums with these high interest rates, that could be over $100,000. You see some relief with the debt consolidation loan or the credit counseling, but the big relief, it could be less than what you actually owe today with that Texas Debt Relief Program. And then this last graph is the amount of time that can take to pay that off. Just scraping by. If it feels like those minimums aren't making a dent in your balance, because not only might they not be, they could actually be going up with interest rates like this. It could take 20 plus years to pay that off. 5 and 6 years with a credit counseling and debt consolidation plans, or 24 to 48 months to see that bright light at the end of the tunnel so your family can start saving for retirement, college, that rainy day fund that we don't have anymore. Very important.
Yeah, okay, very powerful, those 3 words, pay it off, because you mentioned people get started with this now. Don't wait. What it does to you to be in debt, and I was there right out of college, and it was overwhelming. I was living in fear every time I heard the telephone ring, and I just didn't know a way out. I finally got out, but I promised that I would never get in there again. But just the impact it has on a family.
Families, marriages, relationships in general, this is one of the biggest stresses of our lives. Those calls, those letters start coming. Contact us sooner rather than later. You'll have more options. There's more things. We try to find a personalized solution for each and every person, but we know debt is very personal and very painful. Come to us and see how we can help.
Yeah, we know it's a big problem out there, which is why you see a lot of ads and you're like, okay, just be careful who you're choosing. That's why you're like, look, you know your course, you know what you all do. Be careful what you see out there.
Well, be careful, especially in Texas. A lot of the companies you see advertising on TV, radio, the internet aren't even debt relief companies. They're marketing companies, just trying to get your information and sell it to the highest bidder. We're actually a Texas-based company exclusively serving Texans for the last 20 years. And typically we find those companies have very high fees. We're typically 40% less than those out-of-state companies. And when you're already struggling with debt, the last thing you need is a big lump of fees tacked on the top of that.
Yeah, all right. Tim, wish I knew you 30 years ago, but we know you now.
We do indeed, and we're here to help.
And if you're struggling with $30,000 or more of credit card debt or personal loans, call Affordable Debt Consolidation. Here's the number. It's 800-816-1003. Again, that's 800 816-1003 for a free, no obligation consultation with a Texas debt specialist. That number again, 800-816-1003, or visit them online at affordabledebtconsolidation.com/KHOU.